Yo, what's up guys, Jerome here, and today we're talking everything Noblegarden. The Noblegarden event's going to give you a bunch of different rewards, mostly cosmetics, as well as the Noble title. The main reason we're doing the event is because we're nearly done with the What a Long Strange Trip It's Been meta achievement. Of course, that meta achievement will give us the Violet Proto-Drake, which is one of the best mounts in Wrath of the Lich King. But be careful, the Noblegarden event only runs from April 9th to 16th, so you don't want to miss it. If you're Horde, head to either Mulgorn, Razor Hill, Brill, or Falconwing Square. And if you're Alliance, head to either Goldshire, Karanos, Dolinar, or Azure Watch. You'll definitely want to pick up the daily intro quest from the Spring Gatherer. That quest is called the Great Egg Hunt, and it requires you to bring 20 shell fragments. While we're in the area, we should also head to the Spring Vendor or the Merchant. At the Merchant, you can pick up the quest a Tisket or a Tasket. That quest rewards an egg basket, which increases your movement speed by 60% near the eggs. But weirdly enough, the quest giver actually gives you this basket when you get the quest, so I wouldn't even do this quest until way later. While we're at the vendor though, you should definitely check out all the potential Noblegarden loot you can get. Everything from the Noblegarden vendor requires chocolates as the currency. In fact, in order to get all the different items, you'll need 465 total chocolates. But don't buy a single thing yet, I'll explain in a second. The main thing we're going to be doing for the next couple hours is collecting as many eggs as we can. The eggs spawn at approximately a 2 to 3 minute timer all around the starting areas. Inside the eggs, you'll be getting chocolates, you'll be getting the shell for the daily quest, and random items you could get from the vendor. I've got everything laid out in a written document below the video, so you should definitely check it out. So I'm going to get started with my egg collection. I'm aiming for at least 250 eggs, but you may need way less than that if you get lucky with drops. In terms of your egg strategy, realistically all the different towns are viable. My personal favorites though are Falconwing Square and Azure Watch. One super pro tip is to actually go to the other faction city if you're on an imbalanced server. So the very first achievement we'll be doing is the I Found One achievement. That's really simple, you just gotta find an egg. With that out of the way, let's scale things up with Chocoholic. Chocoholic requires you to eat 100 pieces of chocolate. Super easy achievement, though unfortunately you're also eating your currency. From this point forward, pretty much all these achievements require you to buy something from the vendor. Really, you can do these in any order you want. I'm starting with a Blushing Bride. For a Blushing Bride, you can either get the tuxedo pants and the shirt from one of the eggs or buy them from the vendor. Then you gotta go to a location like Dalaran. It really doesn't matter where, and you gotta kiss a player wearing an elegant dress. You can actually trade these items after using them, so you could do a swapperoonie. Alright, so for our fourth achievement, we're gonna be doing a Desert Rose. A Desert Rose requires you to get the spring robes from one of the eggs or from the vendor again. Then we're gonna go to each of the desert zones and plant a flower in the desert. You'll have to go to the Badlands, Silithus, Thousand Needles, Desolus, and Tanarus. For Tanarus and the Thousand Needles, I can definitely recommend using the Caverns of Time teleport. And for the Badlands, as a Horde member, I like to use the Direvur remote. You can just G-Hearth out of BRD and save a bunch of time. Alright, for number 5, we might have the stupidest named achievement I've ever seen. We'll be doing Shake Your Bunny Maker. This is a really simple one again. You gotta get the spring flowers from either an egg or the vendor. The spring flowers have a use ability on them, so we'll be using them on every single race in the game, as long as they're level 18+. Historically, you can only do this with a female player for it to work, but I do believe they changed this recently. I definitely recommend hitting up Dalaran, but if you're on a server like Fairlina, you could also try Wintergrass. For our 6th achievement, we'll be doing Noblegarden. Noblegarden is actually my favorite achievement by far. You'll actually have to purchase a Noblegarden egg, since you can't get it from one of the eggs. Then if you're Horde, you'll have to hide it in Silvermoon, or if you're Alliance, you'll hide it in Stormwind. You could just put the egg on the ground somewhere in the city and then pick it up again and get a chocolate. Or you could make it more fun and hide it in some really weird and hilarious place for a friend to find. Alright, moving into number 7, we have Springfling. For Springfling, first you're going to need a Spring Rabbit's Foot. Again, you're either going to get this from one of the eggs or for 100 chocolates from the vendor. Then you've got to find someone else with a Spring Rabbit's Foot, and you've got to go to a bunch of different locations and summon your rabbits together. Horde will be going to Bloodhoof Village, Falconwing Square, Brill, and Razor Hill. And Alliance will be going to Azure Watch, Goldshire, Dolinar, and Karanos. This achievement definitely pushes you to find a friend or a guildie to help you. But if you want to do it solo, you can actually get the rabbit's foot on 2 different characters on the same account. Then activate the rabbit on one character and then force log out and do it on the second character. That's solo gaming, baby. Alright, it's time for our last achievement, Hard Boiled. And yes, this is the hardest achievement by a mile. You've got to be a rabbit and go to the Golakka Hot Spring in Angoro. The easy way to do this is to go with a friend with a blossoming branch. Your friend just uses the blossoming branch on you, you become a rabbit, you just wait around, you lay an egg, you're good to go. If you're solo though and you don't have any friends to help you, it's going to be a lot harder. First, you'll need to set your Hearthstone to Gadgetzan. Then go back to one of the starter areas and loot eggs until you transform into a bunny. Then quickly hearth the Gadgetzan and make a beeline for Golakka Hot Springs. Remember, if you mount or take damage, this will break the effect, so be careful. But hey, we just did it. All 8 achievements done, no problem at all, and our meta achievement is nearly done. Only a few more holiday events to go and you've got that Violet Proto-Drake. But in the meantime, Trial of the Crusader is nearly here. You want to be as prepared as possible for TOC, so you should definitely watch my prep guide next. Check it out.